Welcome back to ESPN. Yes, we're still on the air. Why are you guys so surprised anytime we say that? Luka Doncic is about to make his return from injury. The Mavericks have been winning games without him. It makes you question, like, should they look to trade Luka Doncic? Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. You have to wonder, can you win with Lucas? I'm just not convinced you can win with him. I'm not convinced he's a winner. The end goal is to win the finals. The end goal is to make win your conference. Doncic can't do that. You can't do that on a team that he leads. We've been saying you can't get there with Lucas. He's literally never passed. 0 passes in his career. None. Oh wait, hold on. They're actually saying that they did make the finals last year. Are we sure?
Are we sure about
That
that?
does not sound right to me. No, because remember we said the Nuggets Timberwolves was the conference finals basically. Right. We said Lucas had no chance, so there's no way that they did. Yeah, somebody's wrong here, guys, and it's not absolutely not. No. My thing with Lucas has always been this: can you go into Buffalo in January, snow is falling, and throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns? I don't think he can do that. No. He probably can't, I guess. Patrick Mahomes could do that. Joe Burrow could do. Those are winners right there. No, Doncic, no. Like, would you rather have Lucas or Joe Herbert? You know we're talking about Luka Doncic, the basketball player, right? Oh. I'm going to be real. I had no idea who you're talking. I don't know. Who's Lucas? Okay. Yeah. You got to understand, I'm a retired NFL linebacker who played in 8 games. I never watched the NBA. They fired all the NBA guys. They asked me 30 minutes before the show started if I could come in here and talk about basketball. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, that's fair, brother. Yeah, you don't have to. Trust me, you don't have to. Folks, the one, the only Lukas Doncic made his much anticipated return last night against the Portland Trailblazers after missing 5 straight games with a right wrist injury. 5 games in which the Mavericks went 4-1 over that stretch. So there's a good amount of anticipation as to whether or not the Mavericks could continue this hot stretch, this offensive hot stretch that they have found themselves in over the past couple of weeks. And my goodness, it was just an insane game in Luka's return, and he was absolutely phenomenal. And you really start to see the full offensive potential that this team has moving forward with Luka back and Luka playing at the MVP level that we all know Luka is capable of playing at. And before you say, oh, bro, it's just the Portland Trailblazers, dude. The Trailblazers are a league average defense. There's a lot of things that they are this season. A horrible offense is one of them. They have been a pretty solid defensive team so far this season. And the Mavericks went into this game without Kyrie Irving, without Klay Thompson, without Najee Marshall, without Derek Lively, and still took care of business because their MVP, Luka Doncic, I've been saying his name wrong so many times, ironically, that I actually just said it wrong accidentally. Their MVP, Luka Doncic, carried the load for them. And this was a win for the Dallas Mavericks that required a huge offensive output, 137 points for the Mavs, a 132 offensive rating in this game. That was their 3rd highest of the season. Their top 3 in offensive rating have come in the last 2 weeks. So they're really starting to figure it out offensively, even with all of the absences. The reason why I say that this offensive output was necessary in a game like this, the Trailblazers went 18 of 31 from 3 in this game. I went back and I looked because I'm a nerd and I like looking at these things. Only 69 times in the history of the NBA has a team shot 30 or more threes and hit at a 58% clip or better. And only 3 times, including last night, has that team lost the game. So now, including last night, teams that shot as well as the Portland Trailblazers did are 66-3. Thank you, Luka Doncic. Oh, Anthony Simons in the 3rd quarter of this game had 24 points on 8 of 9 shooting, 5 of 6 from deep. I mean, just incredible offensive outpour from a guy like Anthony Simons catching fire. It felt like the game could have slipped, but Luka was matching him. The Mavericks were matching him. Anthony Simons had an incredibly weird game in this one, had 24 points in the 3rd quarter, had 3 points in every other quarter of the game, and ended up fouling out early in the 4th quarter because he was in foul trouble the entire game. Just a weird game. Luka was just in complete and total control of this game. 36 points, 13 assists, 15 of 24 from the field, 4 of 10 from deep, hitting his step-back threes, hitting mid-range jumpers, hitting those tough fadeaway shots, hitting floaters, getting to the rim in the pick and roll. All of his scoring opened up so much for this Mavericks team. There's a big reason why he had 13 assists last night. There's a big reason why the Mavericks as a team went 18 of 36 from 3, 50%, nearly matching the Blazers, crazy three-point output, is because Luka was drawing so much attention because of the threat of his scoring ability that he was able to kick to open teammates. About 10 games or so into the season, I went back and I watched all of Luka Doncic's offensive possessions just to see what was going wrong, if there was anything wrong. Why was the output from Luka not where we wanted it to be? Why was the output for the Mavs team as a whole not where we wanted it to be? I came away with the conclusion that Luka was just not hitting shots that we're accustomed to seeing him hit, and because of that, defenses were guarding him differently. You were less likely to see help. You were less likely to see 2 on the ball. You were less likely to see a blitz in the pick and roll. These things that have been staple in the Mavericks offense. Luka drawing 2 defenders, kicking it to an open guy, the ball moving, the defense being in rotation, the Mavs playing a 4-on-3. We haven't really seen that much this season, and last night we saw it in full force. These are the shots right here that are very important for Luka. Here's that zoom action the Mavericks like to run. Quentin Grimes gets set a pin down for Luka, who's going to flow into a dribble handoff. The Mavs get the switch they want immediately. The Blazers aren't going to fight over the screen. They're just going to switch Anthony Simons onto Luka. He has to make them pay, and he does that by shooting over the top of a smaller, poor defender in Anthony Simons. And this is going to come into play later. Luka punishing coverages like this. Luka's going to get a handoff here from Spencer Dinwiddie. Anthony Simons switches on. Here comes Daniel Gafford to set a high ball screen, roll to the rim. Anthony Simons just 12 feet behind the play trying to get over that screen. And Luka just slow and patient in his attack on the rim, gets Ayton up in the air, finishes through contact. These are the plays that we really didn't see much of early in the season from Luka, which is really aggressively attacking these drop coverages. We really saw it last night. Very encouraging. 77 set here for the Dallas Mavericks. Staggered ball screens for Luka. Here, the Blazers are not going to send help, right? They're going to let Deni Avdija fight over the screen. Gafford slips it a little bit. And Luka has to make these teams punish. Jeremy Grant doesn't really help in off the corners. He sticks on P.J. Washington. Ayton's playing the lob completely. Avdija does a pretty good job recovering, but Luka gets to his spot right there in the restricted area and finishes over Deni Avdija. These are plays that are going to be so crucial in attacking defenses, forcing them to change their coverage up. Hey, it's nice to see a shot like this go down. Luka's been struggling with pull-up threes so far this season. How about a pull-up three in transition? Boom. And Anthony Simons did pop off in this game, but there's a reason why he went crazy in the third quarter, scored 24 points, but yet the Mavericks ended up tying the quarter with the Blazers 39-39. It's because he was in foul trouble in this game, and the Mavericks were relentlessly attacking him defensively. Here, Anthony Simons is switched on to Luka, and Luka does a great job right here. Gafford is there to set a screen. Luka wants him to leave, and now Luka's just going to attack Anthony Simons, who, look at this defense. There's lackadaisical effort, and then there's this. Luka just gets right to the rim and finishes. I love this right here from Luka. We see defenses do this to Kyrie Irving all of the time. Top block him so he doesn't come off of this pin down from Jaden Hardy or whoever it is setting a pin down, trying to get into that dribble handoff. And so Luka's just going to cut to the rim. Good pass by Gafford. And then once Luka gets to that spot underneath the basket in the restricted area, it feels like he's automatic. That's an and one, ref! And this is where Luka is so crafty. Getting downhill, getting to the rim, the patience, the up fakes. Anthony Simons, again, he's not guarding. He doesn't want to foul. So Ayton has to come out to help. And once Ayton gets up in the air, easy step through, easy contact, and one. Luka had 16 points in the second half of this game on 7 of 11 from the field, finding his shots, hunting his shots, getting the looks that he wants. The Blazers started to mix up their coverages, and we're going to look at that here in a bit. Started doubling him more, started trapping him more. But here, single coverage, Toumani Camara, good defender. Luka gets to his spot. That little fadeaway mid-range jump shot that wasn't there at the start of the season. And I'm telling you guys, once he starts hitting these with the consistency we're used to him hitting these. Oh, and he's talking shit now. He's actually feeling it. Once he starts hitting these with the consistency that we're used to seeing him hit, things are going to open up tremendously. Why is that? Because Luka is so good at reading the defense, so good at reading the help, and finding open teammates. Here is that 77 action for the Mavericks, the staggered ball screens, but Jeremy Grant's going to hedge the P.J. Washington screen. Luka steps through that. Good screen right there by Daniel Gafford, and Luka knows he has P.J. Washington open on the wing. P.J. drive, tough finish, easy bucket. This is a great read in the pick and roll right here by Luka. Good hard roll by Dwight Powell. Luka reads that Jabari Walker is just way too high on his drop. There's no low man. So Luka lets that thing fly once Dwight Powell's at the free throw line. Go up and get it. Those two have connected quite a bit in their careers. These are always my favorite type of passes from Luka right here. Manipulating the low man. Gafford's getting ready to set his screen. You see Delano Banton starting to make his way to the paint in an effort to tag Daniel Gafford once he inevitably rolls. Luka reads that one step towards the block. Kick out. Grimes. Wild closeout by Banton, drive, foul. Beautiful. I also can't help but laugh at this idea that the Mavericks can't play fast, can't play with pace with Luka on the court. We literally saw them do it a season ago where they were top 10 as a transition offense, thanks to in large part to Luka's ability as a passer out in transition. Just plays like these where he makes a basic read, sure, but the right read. Mavs with numbers. Delano Banton is having to guard Daniel Gafford as the cutter. Luka reads that, whips a pass to the corner, and Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes makes a really nice read, just quick little touch pass to Daniel Gafford under the basket. And one as Camara comes to contest from behind. Really nice play by both Luka and Grimes and Gafford, all three of them. You don't really see the Mavericks running too many handoffs on this side of the court, this close to the corner. But this is a great job by Luka right here reading the defense. Gafford's just in the middle there between 4 Blazers defenders. And Luka knows he's got to make a pretty perfect pass because Banton is there to help. Kamara's recovering. And it is exactly where it needs to be. Just a beautiful pass by Luka right there to Gafford. Again, Luka with the hit-ahead passes off of rebounds. We love to see this. And it's nice having players who don't poop their pants the moment the ball touches their hands. That's a really nice drop-off by Grimes. And one. by Daniel Gafford. How about Quentin Grimes making things happen? I will die on this hill. This is a skill right here that Luka is better at than any other player in the sport. I do not want to hear a debate. It is passing out of doubles. It is passing out of traps. Nobody's more comfortable at it than Luka Doncic. Handoff here from Gafford. Ayton plays high. 2 on the ball. Luka is going to whip this pass. Jump pass. Can we just freeze this angle right here? That's a 7-footer in Ayton. And Luka just is so comfortable skipping this pass across the court. Nice play by Hardy to go and get the ball and immediately read Gafford's by himself under the basket. But that all happens. That all starts because Luka is able to somehow get this pass off to Jaden Hardy. That's beautiful basketball. Again, Luka's scoring just opens up so many opportunities for this offense. I mean, you see a double team this high up the court. Luka's so good at passing out of that. Defense is automatically in rotation, and Hardy just has a wide open catch and shoot 3. Just got to knock it down. Smart pre-switch down here by the Blazers. You see Luka's trying to call out Quentin Grimes to come set a ball screen for him so he can get Anthony Simons switched on. The Blazers are going to pre-switch that, which is smart. But Luka's going to attack Jeremy Grant right here because there's some miscommunication between him and Kamara. Luka has Jeremy Grant on his hip. Kamara has to come in to help. That's a kick out to a wide open 3-point shooter. Quentin Grimes has been knocking those things down. Guard to guard ball screen right here. Jaden Hardy setting the screen for Luka to get Anthony Simons switched on. I really like what the Mavericks did in the third quarter of this game. You know, Anthony Simons popped off offensively, but they were doing everything in their power to get him involved in the action defensively. You see him step up to the level of the screen here. Luka kicks out to a wide open Jaden Hardy, who's wide open for 3. That's the dangers when Luka's scoring, and you have to put 2 on the ball. And where this Mavericks pick and roll offense starts to look really good is when they can get their bigs going downhill in an advantageous 4-on-3 matchup. Right here, Ayton is going to trap this ball screen right here. Means 2 on the ball for Luka. They get the ball in the middle of the floor to Daniel Gafford. He misses. That's pretty good help right there by Jeremy Grant, but that's a shot that you live with a guy who's shooting 70% from the field in Daniel Gafford. It's just good defense by the Blazers, good help by Jeremy Grant. In an ideal world, Gafford can maybe kick out of this, but you're not upset with him going up with this whatsoever. It's a good look. I mean, just look at the looks the Blazers are comfortable giving up in an effort just to prevent Luka from doing anything. Luka sees 2 off the catch. The Mavericks move the ball. It's a wide open 3 for Quentin Grimes who can't convert, but you love that opportunity. You love that look for a guy who's been red hot from 3 over the past couple of days. Kamara comes to double off the catch. Now Sharp has to rotate out to Dinwiddie, which leaves Grimes wide up in the corner. Really nice play by Maxey right here to seal off Deni Avdija. Clever play by Maxey. Just couldn't get it to go. But those are the looks you get when Luka's going offensively. And how about this pass by Luka? A minute left. This ended up being the game-winning shot. Skip pass to the corner. Really good closeout by Jeremy Grant, but PJ Washington, who's struggled from 3 so far this season, struggled from the corner, gets that to go on this flyby. Really good patience, really good hesitation by PJ. Game time! And another reason why the Dallas Mavericks offense has started to click lately, even in the absence of a guy like Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, who didn't play in this game against the Portland Trailblazers, is because their secondary and tertiary playmakers have been stepping up in a major way. Guys like Spencer Dinwiddie, who we were all like, what the fuck is going on? Why did Spencer Dinwiddie just play 24 straight minutes in a game against the Miami Heat a week ago? He's been incredible in every single game since then. Quentin Grimes has just been phenomenal since the Dallas Mavericks benched him against the Denver Nuggets a few weeks ago. And he's not somebody who you ever want, creating, and somebody who you ever want the ball in his hands with any real significance, right? But he's somebody who can step up and make plays when needed. Guys like PJ Washington, guys like Najee Marshall, all of these guys have had an incredible stretch of games, and it's just a testament to how well-balanced this Dallas Mavericks roster is, especially compared to years past when pretty much everybody on the court had one thing that they were good at, and it was just Luka Doncic, go out there and save us. Luka Doncic, pass to these guys, create wide open shots for them. That's not really what this Dallas Mavericks team is about anymore. Quentin Grimes is up to 43% from 3 this season and is 55% over the last 3 games on nearly 9 attempts from 3 a game. And we're not talking like just catch and shoot threes in the corner. I mean, he is shooting and hitting those shots. It's also shots like these where he's hunting his shot off of a handoff from Daniel Gafford. Confidence. We love to see that. It's Spencer Dinwiddie putting pressure on the defense, making the right read, and kicking out to wide open PJ Washington in the corner for a 3. It's Quentin Grimes understanding that Anthony Simons has 4 fouls with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. I need to attack him, get to my spot. I know that he's not going to contest that super hard. Let me get that to go. Hello, Wenda, as the great Mark Followell would say. It's Spencer Dinwiddie, our foul grifting king, who was able to draw Anthony Simons' 5th foul late in the third quarter of this game, attacking Anthony Simons, knowing that he can't play defense, knowing that he can't contest as hard as he might want to. Jeremy Grant has to shade in to help, and the moment that help comes, we're kicking out to Quentin Grimes, who, did I mention he's 43% from 3 this season? We love that! This has just been a great stretch of basketball for this Dallas Mavericks team, who is now 8-1 over their last 9 games. They're playing the type of basketball that we expected them to play entering this season where the ball is moving around. You have multiple guys now on the court who can attack the rim, get into the paint, suck in the defense, kick out, the ball moves around. We're starting to see that over the last few games, and there's still a level that I think they can achieve that they haven't quite gotten to yet. Like, Luka's going to play at this level consistently for the remainder of this season. I feel confident in saying that. It wasn't there early on in the season. Was there a physicality problem with him? I'm not entirely sure, but the fact of the matter remains, who you got in the first 10 games of the season from Luka is not who you're getting the remainder of this season. That much is guaranteed. Kyrie is playing at an all-NBA, all-star level to start this season. Klay Thompson has missed the last 4 games. I mean, his spacing is so important for this team. I think this team offensively is going to continue to get better over the course of the season, and I fully do believe by the end of the season they'll be a top 3 offense. I mean, they have the pieces, they have the personnel for it. It's all about execution. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're so close to 1 million followers, subscribers, guys. If we can please hit that 1 million subscriber mark by the end of the week, I mean, that would just make my year. Guys, I love you so much.